A little time for a car rant. Never hurts anybody. One of the most important things in life, I think, once you have awareness, once you start having the ability to process thoughts and feelings, is that you concern yourself with your life, your future, your responsibilities, your dreams, your aspirations, your role in this world, right? You try to find meaning to your one life. And lately I've seen it how, because of society, we have all of these fake pressures to find love, to find somebody that we can create this world with, right? To make a family, to buy a home, to have a successful future. And what I'm trying to tell you is that we align our happiness with things that are, what's a good phrase here? With things that are temperamental, right? Because having kids, it sounds great, but it has serious responsibilities. Being married, being in a serious relationship sounds great, but it has serious responsibilities and consequences. The same thing with chasing money and a career and a stable future, right? Everything has a cause and effect. What I'm trying to align here and say is, when you look at your subjective happiness, what does that mean? What makes you happy? What makes you you, right? What are the things that are going to keep you going? And if you look at it, it's external things, right? I was talking to my brother today. I have a 2-year-old niece. She's about to be 3, which is crazy. And I was just thinking about her, like, her life right now is simple, right? She doesn't have that much awareness. Every time that I FaceTime my brother, every time that I'm talking to my niece, she's always happy. 9 times out of 10. She's a kid, she's gonna have her issues. But I think about her, and I think about the fact that she never tells my brother, hey, I'm depressed. Hey, I am sad, right? Kids are gonna tell you that they don't feel good when they're sick, that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, her happiness does not align with external things like us. We need this car, we wanna buy a house, we want this career, we wanna be in this pay grade, we wanna have this relationship, we want kids, we wanna start our family, we wanna get married, right? External validation. And I know that, like I said, all of this is very subjective, but just think about the societal pressures that you impart on yourself. When does a tree complain about being depressed? When do birds complain about being sad? When have you ever heard a dog saying, well, I don't feel good, I don't want to be a dog today? Doesn't happen. But with us, we have this difference of feelings and emotions every single day, and most people don't know how to regulate those emotions, right? Like I said, we're all complicated people, we all have different aspirations and visions for our lives, but do you ever consider the fact that your time here is precious? Your time here is a bleak, not a blink, a bleak, a little blimp on the scope of the universe. And I know that I have a lot of friends that are very astrological, that the universe is going to do this, that Mars is retrograding over here. Look, if the universe consider you so special, why don't you have everything that your heart and your mind desires, right? It doesn't work like that. I personally feel that you have to be neutral, right? You have to have a very defined sense of awareness. Your good days, your bad days, however you want to label them, all of them are great days. But your emotions, how you process things, how you go about things matters. I'm going to give you an example of what happened today. I drive a 2022 Tesla. This is a brand new car that I bought with my own money. I take my time driving because I know that I have a lot of responsibilities. I cannot afford to get into a car accident. When I go over railroad crossings, I slow down. I don't care who's behind me. Don't care. If they end up crashing or rear ending me, I have insurance. But I'm not going to put my life in jeopardy to prove to somebody, a total stranger, that I can drive fast. If I'm going 40 miles an hour, why do I need to go 80 or 100? And you see, people are crazy, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that I was going over a railroad crossing. There was a pickup truck behind me. And mind you, here in Miami, we have potholes that will literally break your car. The guy decided that I was going too slow for him. I'm like, cool, let me prove a point. So he got in front of me. There's a red light. I got next to him. And I told him, like, bro, I just put my window down. I'm like, you're doing all that. We're here at the same light. What was the purpose of you even doing that? And look, yes, people pull out guns. I don't care. You got to correct people sometimes. For me, it was like, you did all that for what? This car is fast. There's a mode here which is called standard. That means that the two motors that are in this car open up. I drive in chill mode to conserve battery, but I switched the mode just to prove to this guy that you're not fast. We're still at the same light. So anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is, think about that. Something so insignificant, so stupid. I'm never going to see this guy again. I'm never going to even interact with this person. This person is meaningless in my life. But in that moment, I chose to prove a point to somebody else. Patience. Everybody is in a big ass rush. Everybody deems themselves important. Everybody thinks that their emergency is everybody else's urgency. And when you slow down, when you take your time, when you really question certain things, you start seeing a different world. For me, I have no bad days because I think about people that are dying of cancer. I think about people that are going through serious struggles. I don't have any issues. And for me to sit here and complain about minimal things, who cares? The world doesn't care. So what I'm trying to tell you is happiness. All of these external things that we sort of attach ourselves to, do they really matter? You have to really concern yourself with your life, with what truly matters to you. If that's family, if that's being good to other people, if that's sharing, I don't know, spreading kindness, whatever defines you, that doesn't involve money, that doesn't involve materialism. That's what you really have to align yourself with. And if you don't believe me, I'll give you a great example. I am trying to do better by my family. I have a very strenuous relationship with my dad because he's a knucklehead. He's an alpha male. He knows more than everybody. But the way to defeat that is to talk to people. My dad's way of passing love, of sharing with people, is by arguing. He loves to talk about politics. He loves to talk about problems. He loves to say that this world is so negative. He's this whole entire law guy that talks about crime and all this. And I always tell my dad when he brings up these statements, yo, if this world is so bad, when was the last time that you saw a police officer pointing a gun at somebody when you were doing whatever you were doing? You don't see that. And I'm like, look, when you consume politics, when you consume news, that's how you view the world. And remember, I'm talking to a person that's 78 years old. They're not going to see the world as open-minded as I do, right? Because we're two different generations. So what I'm trying to pass to you, stop feeling bad about not being in a relationship. Stop feeling bad about not having or earning 6 figures. Stop feeling bad or like you're worthless because you can't buy a house. We're all struggling, no matter what it is. I don't care if you have $100 million right now. Your money issues will disappear, but every other issue that you have, if you can't communicate with family members or your partner or business partner, if you're not a good person, your money can't change that, right? So to cut this long story short, to cut this rant, I know I've been everywhere. What I'm trying to tell you, look at the things that are big worries of yours. If everything went away tomorrow, another problem will come the next day. We all have the power to change a lot of the things that are bothering us. But we spend so much time here. Your problems don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Look at the scope of life. Your problems don't matter. But it's up to you to make that decision and say, you know what? I can change this. It may not be the outcome that you want, but tell yourself, I can actually change this. I can do the work. I just have to start right here, right now. So anyway, be happy, be grateful, enjoy your one life, and be thankful. There's so much stuff that can go wrong, man, but we don't cherish that. We just look at everything else for what it's not. Money, you can make money in so many ways. Just tell yourself, do I know how to make money? Yes or no? And if you don't, learn how to make money. If you want to be a millionaire, do you read books? Do you read blogs? Do you watch videos? Do you actually practice what you want to be? If you want to be in a relationship, tell yourself, are you a people's person? Do you just want your way? Can you work with other people? Can you compromise? Can you be selfless in a very selfish world? If you have fractured relationships with your family members, do you want to drop your ego and drop your pride to fix it? Because when a funeral happens, this is when everybody wants to buy flowers and purchase expensive caskets and these programs. That shit doesn't matter. Love people right here, right now. My dad is a knucklehead, but I love the shit out of my dad. And whenever he says something wrong, I take time to process what he says, understand where he's coming from, and debate him. Because that's what he likes. He likes to have conversations. He likes that debate. And that's love. So anyway, we got to do better, man. All this shit doesn't matter at the end of the day. Can you be a good person? Can you make your piece of the world a little bit better? Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying at this point, but just think about yourself. Be a good person, man, and work your ass off. Because once it's said and done and you close those eyes, there are no do-overs. And if you're worried about people's opinions of you, what people are going to say about your failures, fuck all that. It doesn't matter. You got to be happy at the end of the day. You have to define your life for you. And if you don't know how to do that, if you need acceptance and approval from others, your life is going to be miserable. Good night.